Rafale fighter and S-400 missile. Very significant deals for Indian Air Force, IAF. The Rafale fighter jet deal was signed by French Defense Minister Jean-Yves Le Drian and Indian Defense Minister Manohar Parrikar. Over half a month later, on the 15th of October, India and Russia signed an intergovernmental agreement for the supply of the S-400 missile system. The two deals are significant for the Indian Air Force, which is struggling with insufficient squadron numbers. While the Indian Air Force has a sanctioned strength of 45 fighter squadrons, it is currently operating at a low 35 squadrons and facing an alarming shortage in the near future when many MiG-21 and MiG-27 squadrons will be retired. The long-winded acquisition of Rafale aircraft when Dassault Aviation was declared the L1 winner of the Medium Multi-Role Combat Aircraft (MCA) contract for acquisition of 126 fighter planes on the 31st of January 2012, the decade-long quest of the Indian Air Force for a multi-role combat aircraft finally seemed to be hitting the right stride. However, progress on negotiations over the next 2 years will be beset with several problems. The overall cost of acquisition inflated substantially from $12 billion to a purported $25 billion as the details of maintenance, transfer of technology, TOT, and spares support were negotiated as per Indian specifications. There were other impediments, as Dassault Aviation and Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, HAL, could not reach an agreement on the terms of guarantee for HAL-produced airframes. Even as the negotiations proceeded at a slow pace with ever-increasing complications, the sword of corruption charges hung over the whole deal. The charges were spearheaded by Subramanian Swamy on the basis of a Carla Bruni-Sonia Gandhi bribery axis. In this backdrop of inflating cost, non-agreement on guarantee terms and cost for HAL-produced airframes and impending corruption charges, Prime Minister Narendra Modi took decisive action in scrapping the MCA deal and announcing an intergovernmental agreement with the French government for direct delivery of 36 Rafale fighter jets on the 10th of April 2015. Intergovernmental Agreement for the S-400 missile system. The intergovernmental agreement signed for the S-400 missile system on the sidelines of the BRICS summit at Goa made no detailed references to cost or induction timelines. However, it has been reported that the contractual negotiations are likely to be completed in next 6 to 9 months with a targeted signing of the deal by April 2017. The contract is likely to result in the delivery of at least 5 units of the S-400 missile system. Besides intermediate-range ballistic missiles, IRBM, the S-400 system is also capable of shooting down subsonic cruise missiles, which Pakistan is likely to use for the delivery of tactical nukes. The S-400 system would be able to target an F-16J F-17-sized fighter at a range exceeding 300 kilometers, making it a highly potent addition to the Indian Air Force. Rafale and S-400 as force multipliers. In this backdrop, the signing of the Rafale deal and the intergovernmental agreement on the S-400 missile system are crucial developments, as both systems can act as huge force multipliers in their own way for the Indian Air Force. The Rafale jet is an excellent 4.5 generation fighter jet that comes equipped with potent armaments in the form of Storm Shadow standoff ALCM and Meteor long-range BRAM. However, it is the low observable airframe equipped with an AESA radar and a Spectra jammer that makes it a potent force multiplier when the Indian Air Force's inventory of aircraft is equipped with an ODL. Rafale would be able to leverage its slow observable and long-range detection capabilities to detect enemy aircraft earlier, and share tactical combat information with other aircraft, such as Tejas, Mirage 2000 and MiG-29, equipped with an ODL. With its ability to act as a mini AWACS or fighter director in a network-centric environment, the Rafale aircraft can be a significant force multiplier for the Indian Air Force. The Saab 2000 IU&C aircraft act as a buffer or balancer for the Pakistan Air Force (PAF) against the air superiority enjoyed by the Indian Air Force. With a targeting range exceeding 400 km for the U&C operated by the PAF, the S-400 system makes it near impossible for the PAF to operate their AWACS system, while the Indian Air Force would be able to freely deploy its AWACS due to PAF lacking equivalent systems that can endanger the AWACS flying inside Indian territory. Any PAF fighter deployment will also have to contend with the threat of being targeted by the S-400 missile system. By virtually plugging the western border and severely limiting the deployment of PAF AWACS, the S-400 acts as a huge force multiplier. Conclusion: the multi-pronged force multiplier impact provided by the Rafale and S-400 missile systems is a much-needed shot in the arm for the Indian Air Force. Even with lower squadron numbers, the Indian Air Force would be able to establish air superiority over the western border with the upgraded Mirage 2000 and MiG-29 fighters, supported by a small complement of Rafales and or Su-30 Mki. This essentially allows the Indian Air Force to deploy a major portion of its best fighter assets, Rafale and Su-30 Mki, to defend the northern border in the eventuality of a two-front conflict. Thank you for watching. Please share, like, comment, and subscribe.